You need to watch this if you struggle with shyness. Remember school dances? The thumping music, the flashing lights, the energy that seemed to electrify the room. The nervous excitement in the air was almost palpable. Everyone seemed to be having the time of their lives, laughing, dancing, and just being carefree. But there I was, standing against the wall, clutching my punch like it was a lifeline, watching everyone else from the sidelines. I longed to join them, to laugh and dance without a care in the world. The desire to be part of the fun was overwhelming, but fear held me captive. My heart raced at the mere thought of someone noticing me, let alone asking me to dance. The idea of being in the spotlight was terrifying. I became the queen of blending in, of fading into the background. It was my way of coping, my way of staying safe. Speaking up in class? No way. The fear of saying something wrong or being judged was too great. Sharing my ideas? Out of the question. I kept my thoughts to myself, convinced they weren't worth sharing. My shy nature felt like an invisible barrier, separating me from the world and the connections I so deeply craved. It was a lonely existence. For years, I believed shyness was just part of who I was, an unchangeable truth I had to accept. It felt like a permanent part of my identity. But deep down, a tiny voice whispered, "There's more to life than this." It was a faint whisper, but it was persistent. This is the story of how I finally listened, how I decided to step out of the shadows and embrace the world with open arms. It wasn't easy, but it was worth it. Please like, comment, and subscribe to support our journey. Shyness felt like a heavy cloak, suffocating my true self. My thoughts raced with self-doubt. Asterisk, what if I say the wrong thing? What if they think I'm stupid? What if I make a fool of myself? These fears became my constant companions, whispering doubts in my ear and holding me back from experiencing life fully. Social gatherings were torture. New experiences filled me with dread. I was trapped inside my own self-imposed prison of insecurity. Every missed opportunity, every stifled dream fueled my longing for something more. I yearned to break free from the shackles of shyness and embrace the confident, vibrant person I knew resided within. The turning point came unexpectedly. I stumbled upon a quote that pierced through my insecurities. "The greatest glory in living lies not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall." Nelson Mandela. Those words struck a chord deep within me. They sparked a flicker of hope, a realization that I didn't have to be defined by my past or my fears. I could choose to rise. That day, I made a decision. I would no longer allow shyness to dictate my life. It wouldn't be easy, but I was determined to embark on a journey of self-discovery and transformation. It was time to confront my fears and rewrite my story. Overcoming shyness wasn't about becoming someone else. It was about rediscovering the authentic me buried beneath layers of self-doubt. I started small. I challenged myself to make eye contact and smile at strangers. I practiced speaking up in class, even if my voice trembled at first. Each small step outside my comfort zone felt like a giant leap of faith. Some days were harder than others. There were moments of self-doubt and setbacks, times when I wanted to retreat back into my shell. But I persevered. I celebrated every victory, no matter how small. I surrounded myself with supportive friends and family who cheered me on every step of the way. With each challenge I overcame, my confidence grew stronger, like a tiny seed blossoming into a resilient flower. Section 5. Finding my voice. One of the most liberating aspects of my journey was discovering the power of my own voice. For years, I had silenced my thoughts and opinions, afraid of judgment or rejection. But as I began to embrace my authentic self, I realized that my voice deserved to be heard. I started sharing my ideas more openly, expressing my thoughts and feelings with greater confidence. I learned to embrace vulnerability, recognizing that it wasn't a weakness but a strength that allowed me to connect with others on a deeper level. Finding my voice wasn't just about speaking up. It was about embracing my unique perspective and sharing my gifts with the world. It was about recognizing that I had something valuable to offer and that my voice mattered. Section 6. Embracing imperfection. Perfectionism was a close companion of my shyness, whispering insidious doubts in my ear and holding me back from taking risks. It was like a shadow that followed me everywhere, making me second-guess every decision, every action. I often found myself paralyzed by the fear of not measuring up, of not being good enough. This constant need for flawlessness kept me from experiencing life fully. I hesitated before taking any step, worried about the potential for failure. I stood at the edge of opportunities, too afraid to dive in. I strived for flawlessness in everything I did, terrified of making a mistake or appearing inadequate. Every project had to be perfect. Every word had to be just right. I would erase and rewrite over and over, never satisfied with my efforts. But as I journeyed towards confidence, I began to realize that perfection is an illusion. Standing on a hilltop, looking out over the vast landscape, I understood that life is not about being perfect. It's about growth, about learning, and about embracing the journey. It's in our imperfections, our vulnerabilities, that our true beauty lies. A genuine, imperfect smile, the laughter shared with friends. These are the moments that make life beautiful. I learned to embrace my mistakes as opportunities for growth. Each error, each stumble was a lesson, a stepping stone towards becoming a better version of myself, and to view setbacks as stepping stones on the path to success. Climbing a rocky path, crossing a finish line, these moments taught me resilience and determination. Letting go of the need for perfection allowed me to be kinder to myself, to accept myself as I am. Meditation and self-reflection helped me find peace within, to celebrate my progress rather than dwell on my shortcomings. Each small victory, each gold star on the calendar became a reason to celebrate. It freed me to take risks, to step outside my comfort zone and to try new things. Whether it was jumping off a cliff into water or picking up a paintbrush for the first time, I learned to embrace the unknown and to embrace the messy, beautiful journey of life. Walking through a vibrant market, dancing in the rain, these spontaneous moments became the essence of my newfound freedom and joy. Section 7. The Power of Connection. As I shed the layers of shyness, I discovered the transformative power of human connection. It was like peeling away the layers of an onion, each layer revealing a new aspect of myself that I had kept hidden for so long. The more I opened up, the more I realized how much I had been missing out on. For years, I had isolated myself, believing that I was unworthy of love and belonging. I spent countless hours alone, convinced that my presence was a burden to others. The silence of my solitude was deafening, and the darkness of my isolation was suffocating. I felt like I was trapped in a cage of my own making, unable to break free. But as I opened myself up to others, I realized that vulnerability is the birthplace of connection. It was in those moments of raw honesty, when I allowed myself to be seen and heard, that I began to form genuine bonds with others. I learned that vulnerability is not a sign of weakness, but a testament to our strength and courage. I learned to be present in my interactions, to listen with empathy, and to share my authentic self without fear of judgment. It was a process of unlearning old habits and embracing new ways of being. I discovered the joy of deep, meaningful conversations where both parties felt heard and understood. These interactions became the foundation of my newfound connections. I discovered that true connection blossoms when we allow ourselves to be seen, heard, and loved for who we truly are. It is in these moments of authenticity that we find our true selves and form lasting bonds with others. The warmth of a hug, the comfort of a kind word, and the support of a friend became my anchors in the stormy seas of life. Through meaningful connections, I found the courage to be vulnerable, the strength to overcome challenges, and the unwavering support to pursue my dreams. My friends became my cheerleaders, my confidants, and my pillars of strength. They celebrated my victories and stood by me in my defeats, reminding me that I was never alone in my journey. I learned that we are not meant to walk through life alone, but to journey together, supporting and uplifting one another along the way. Life is a shared experience, and it is through our connections with others that we find meaning, purpose, and joy. Together, we can overcome any obstacle, achieve any dream, and create a world where everyone feels seen, heard, and loved. Section 8. Still growing, still learning. My journey from shy to confident has been a continuous process of growth and self-discovery. It hasn't always been easy, and there are still moments when those old feelings of self-doubt creep in. But now, I have the tools and the self-awareness to navigate those challenges. I've learned to recognize my triggers, to challenge negative self-talk, and to practice self-compassion. I know that confidence isn't about being fearless. It's about feeling the fear and doing it anyway. Every day, I strive to live with intention, to embrace new experiences, and to connect with others authentically. My journey is far from over, but I'm excited to see where it leads. Section 9. Your journey starts now. If you're reading this and resonating with my story, know that you are not alone. Shyness does not have to define you. You have the power to break free from its grip and create a life filled with confidence, joy, and meaningful connections. Start by embracing your authentic self, imperfections and all. Challenge yourself to step outside your comfort zone, one small step at a time. Surround yourself with supportive people who believe in you. Your journey to confidence starts with a single step. Take it. The world is waiting to meet the amazing person you were born to be.